Today's interview is with my homeboy, Scott Raymond Washington. Growing up, Scott had an unstable home life and an abusive stepdad, causing him to leave home at 14 years old. Scott and I met back in the early 1980s and became like brothers. We hung out at the park every day, shooting basketball and having fun. But off the court, Scott was living the life of a hustler and gangster, hitting licks to survive and eventually catching his first felony case at 17. Within a few more years, he would be facing the death penalty. Scott thought he would never get out of prison. He hopes that his story may help prevent someone else from making the same mistakes he made many years ago.
What's up, big bro?
What's happening?
How you doing, man?
Happy Sunday.
Same to you, man. Let these people know your name and where you're from.
Man, my name is Scott Raymond Washington. I'm originally from Lansing, Michigan. Now I'm a proud Houstonian. Used to be a Dallas Knight. I've been all around, but I call Houston my home. This is where I really just basically grew up at.
What was the ultimate incident that led to you leaving home there?
I started seeing my stepdad do some stuff. He started getting real chippy. Especially with my mom. Me being the only child. My mom means everything to me. So I was taking offense to that. And the more I try to talk to her about it, but I'm a kid, so she's not really listening to what I'm saying. And she come out the room and she's all giddy talking about, hey man, I just want to let you know we love you. I said, who's we? You know what I'm saying? Who's we? I couldn't hold it no more. I was like, man, you full of shit. So I hear this voice. You don't talk to your mom like that. You're going to show some respect. And man, I let that man have it. This dude over me, this is the same cat that every time I come in the house, he got you strained up. And you call for me. And I help you. Me and the man went to fighting. And I finally got him where I wanted him by the fireplace. I was going to bust his head open with them bricks. And my mom slapped him upside the head with a .357. And pointed it. She was shaking. And I'm looking at her like she's crazy. Like, man, what the hell? And she talking about, I'll kill you, get off of him, this, that. And I'm like, man, you gonna choose him over me? I said, well, this is what this is. I tell you what, I'm finna leave. And she said, if you leave out the door, don't you ever come back. I said, you ain't got to worry about that.
Let people know, how did you feel when your mother pulled a gun on you like that? What was going through your mind at that time? What were you thinking?
It was the ultimate betrayal. You know what I mean? That's what I felt like. That was the ultimate betrayal. Like, okay, I done went through all this crap with you, right? I done went through, suicide attempts and all kind of different strange stuff that a kid my age at the time, or at the time that you did these things, I shouldn't be seeing this stuff. I shouldn't be having to go through. Bro, that was, okay, you don't want me. I think I was like 14-ish.
Okay. Yeah, man. So you're pretty young. When you left home at that point, where did you go to live?
This dude had told me about a place dear to my heart, man, called Covenant House. And I'm like, what is Covenant House? He's like, man, it's like for runaway kids and, homeless kids, street kids, this, that, and that.
That place was really a good, a resource that helped you at that time and everything like that, right?
Man, that place right there probably saved my life at that moment in time, because I didn't know what I was going to do. I'm 14 years old. I'm down in a place that I really don't know anything about, down on the strip. Mm-hmm. I'm seeing things that I've never seen before. I'm hearing things I've never heard before. Right. I'm watching, kids like me do some things that, bro, this doesn't even happen in movies.
So in between that, you also stayed at like some vacant apartments and that too, in between, getting in trouble or whatever, because they do have rules over there also.
They got a whole brand new set of rules. My rules gonna get you kicked
they
out.
Revamped them all.
Yeah, they revamped them. Every rule they had, I crushed it.
So how was that staying when you were staying in vacant apartments and stuff? at that age, that's pretty rough.
Your thought process is survive.
Just making it
necessary. Man, look, I get cool with the chick at the donut shop so I can go in the morning and give me some donuts and milk. I get cool with one of the chicks over at McDonald's or Wendy's or whatever whatever fast food joint, so I can get, when they get ready to close, whatever, or she working the lunch, I can go in there and give me something to eat.
So survival.
It's survival. I became a master thief.
Right. Right. Okay. So we'll move into that. So at 17 years old, you caught your first adult case.
I'm calling myself trying to help somebody. I didn't know they committed a burglary of habitation. They told me they were helping this man move, and that's what I did. I'm thinking we just straight moving them.
It was a moving company.
But it's 2-man moving.
Moving straight to somewhere to sell, huh? How many people was involved in that case?
3.
Did everybody just take a plea? Did anybody rat everybody out? How did that break down?
So I'm the only one that got ratted out. Yeah, and I wouldn't say nothing about nobody, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because my stance was, man, I didn't do nothing.
Right. No matter what.
Innocent.
So did y'all end up getting the exact same thing, or did they get off light for snitching, or how did that work?
I ended up doing a 5-year bid at the time.
And how much time did you do on the 5 years?
A little over 8 months.
That was your first time going into the penitentiary?
Yeah, it's the first time going to the penitentiary. That was a trip.
So what do you remember the first day? Like what was going through your mind on that?
You never forget the first day of incarceration, brother. I get up to the county jail, the gladiator floor, 10th floor, and D3. That was my tank, D3, corner tank. I didn't know anything about no slang as far as catch the square and this, that, and the other, and hold this and hold that, and blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that. The first cat I get into it with, man, is cat off the north side, man. And he said, catch the square. I looked at him like he was stupid, because I'm like, man, what are you talking about? And the man hit me so hard, my eyebrow, I seen space shuttles and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I seen all kind of different colors just exploded. And after it was all said and done, another dude came over there with a bear claw with some with some peanut butter on it. Talking about, man, we just want to see who's gonna get down. I slapped the bear claw out of his hand.
You was still going up.
I got right on his head.
Right.
You want to see if I'm gonna get down. What kind of shit y'all on?
How long were you in the county at that point?
Probably about 3.5 months.
So you were 3.5 months in the county to get you ready for your first day.
My first stint.
Texas
my
Penitentiary.
first stint in the penitentiary.
So you catch the bus where they bring you to Huntsville?
Yeah, man. But the trip thing about the bus, right? You see the penitentiary movies, right? With big black dude, bald head, looking crazy. You know what I mean? Got the deep voice and this, that, and other.
Right.
That's who they had me chained up to.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like,
Green Mile. It was Green Mile.
He every time he talk, he sound like thunder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man,
it wasn't his first. It wasn't his first trip.
I don't think so, bro.
Okay.
He's I can't wait to get down there and give me some booty and all.
Oh man.
Man, I'm like, man.
And that's who you're chained to. So
I'm sitting up here 165 pounds soaking wet. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, God, this man got to be about 330.
And this cat's waiting to get down there.
Yeah, he's 330, about 6'4". You know what I mean?
And all he's thinking about is the fresh cheeks when he gets there.
He's talking about some booty. I'm sitting up there like, man. And the only thing I think of, man, if he says anything slick, I'm listening to all the penitentiary knowledge that these cats get. Man, don't say nothing. The first dude that approach you, just swing on him. Just swing. You know, I'm like, man, I'm gonna swing.
This who I got to swing on this cat.
I got to swing on this sucker here, bro. I'm like, man, this is not cool. We get to Huntsville. The first thing I see is the most countryest redneck in the world. This man here is talking cash shit. You know, all right, old thing, come on over here and get this Johnny Sack and get over in that line and shut your mouth. I said, shut up and be quiet. Woo to this, woo to. So we go through that. We go through the shower where they throw the bug shit on you. It's this white powder they throw this
like
shit
some
on
lye
you.
or something like that.
Whatever it is, I don't know
whatever,
what that shit was. They say don't let it get
sulfur
your eyes
or something. Yeah.
Yeah, they say close your eyes. They hit you with this shit, then you go get in the shower. You know what I'm saying? Don't drop the soap.
Especially when homeboy's there, right?
Yeah, don't drop the soap. You know what I'm saying? Don't clench your ass cheeks. None of that shit. You know what I mean? Just act normal.
Yeah.
How you supposed to act normal with 100 butt naked niggas in a
right?
student? You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm saying, man, come on, bro. This shit is ridiculous. You know, man.
Oh man.
I'm looking at the
and that's the first. That's when you first got there.
Yeah, man, this is the first time I'm like, man, Lord have mercy. And then you get coffee, you get some coffee, but you got to wait on the hot water. So you got some dude that's a trustee coming down the run yelling, hot water, hot water, hot water, get your hot water. You understand? I mean, hey, man, right here, right here. You know what I mean? You always got one dude you be wondering how the hell you end up in the penitentiary. He's the voice. He's singing over the run. You know what I mean? They call him radio.
Yeah.
Radio, sing this song. Whatever song you request, he can sing it. He'll tell you like this. Well, I'm finna sign off. Y'all, I'm going to bed. It's 3:00 in the morning. We about to go to breakfast. He get ready to go to bed. He done sung all night. Get up the next day. You got to go through the lab rat shit. You know, they want to know every little. Do you smoke weed? Do you do this? How come you did that? What made you think this? How come this? You know, what's your mama done? Who's your daddy? And all every question that you could think that makes no sense whatsoever. They ask.
Like a psychological profile.
It's the psychological evaluation profile.
Gotcha. After 5 months, they parole you out?
They gave me they sent me to what they called at the time, they were trying to pre-parole program, April 8th, 1988. And they sent me to Dallas with my uncle. I had the perfect setup. I mean, it was the perfect setup. I came out, I had a job. My uncle did security. Even though I can't carry a gun, I still was able to work at a bank as a dock master. All I had to do was sit my ass in the basement and just, man, ride the elevator up and down and play and get people out of the fountain.
Out of the fountain. Right.
You know, sometimes when people get drunk, because it's right by the West End. It's a party alley, you know, Dallas Alley. But they used to come over to the bank and just trip out and fall in the fountains.
Mm-hmm.
I go out there and tell them, hey, man, get out the fountain, bro. You tripping. You know what I mean? See that lady behind that desk, she's going to call the law on you. I'm trying to give you a chance. Get out the fountain. Oh, man, thank you, dude. Yeah, get out the fountain. Drunk ass. You know what I mean? I go back down.
So how long was it before you caught your second case?
And I got a job working at Mattel Toy Company. I pulled a muscle on the dock. So they laid me off. I'm trying to work, man. You know, I'm trying to do my job. I'm trying to find some work. And I couldn't, so I went to playing around in the streets and I got into the auto accessory game.
What was the main thing that y'all targeted in that?
T-tops.
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 That was the big thing at that time. How long did you do that?
I did that until I got caught.
So how'd you end up getting caught? Somebody saw you or the police rolled up?
My brother-in-law. Yeah, I called him my brother-in-law at the time. He's like, man, I need some help. I need your help. I'm like, what you need, bro? And me and Teresa, we laid on our rent, blah, blah, this. I'm like, man, you don't have to work for it, but I'm not getting you nothing for free. You know what I mean? So he's like, all right, I'll do whatever. So I'm like, all right. So I took him and a partner of mine with me, trying to get some money to help them. I get caught. They caught me pretty much red-handed, but you know, they got me for that in particular issue. They revoked my parole, charged me with a new case. I went to court on it. They gave me 4 years. My 5/8 of my 4 essentially made it a violation with the new case. And I did it. I went back down and did a turnaround.
And so how long was that?
Man, I did all total, maybe give or take 75, 80 days.
Okay, so after you did that, you had done the 5 months before on the other case.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that serving such light sentences on those had any impact on your thought of continuing crime? Like, did you feel like there's not much consequence? You know what I'm saying? I've done, minimal time on these 2 cases. So
this was my thinking right here. As long as I don't catch anything aggravated, I'm good.
You wasn't sweating it, right?
I wasn't sweating nothing else. You know what I mean? At the time, like I said, with Ann Richards, when she was in office, as long as you didn't have, man, if you had 10 years, you do a year.
You're not right. Yeah, I knew a lot of people was coming home fast from whatever. Okay.
That's why you had so many cats going down there, man. 5, 6, 7 time losers, and they hadn't done over 5 years down there.
Right. I guess you start selling a little bit of dope. You're not big into the drug game though. You don't like that.
Okay, look, here it is right here. This was my crazy ass thinking, right? My crazy ass thinking is I can sell some weed and it's slow money. Or I can sell some crack, which is fast money, but I don't like selling crack because I don't like what it's doing to the people that I'm selling to.
That's what I'm saying. Right,
so
right.
I'm a
You're not
criminal
digging that.
I'm a criminal with morals.
That's hey, it's better than none. Eventually, somebody owes y'all money on hustle and
dude owed us
deal
money
y'all
on
going. So it's you and one other person.
Yeah, me and my hard hitter.
So y'all go to collect the money. Kind of give a breakdown of how just when y'all showed up there to collect the money, how it went down.
Shit, when we got there to collect the money, we see the money in the air. He's
the
already
money's gone.
Point scene money gone, bro.
Does he try to argue it or anything?
He does what all people do that are struggling with an addiction, man. He's trying to make an excuse or he's trying to buy time. But my crazy self was, I'm thinking like, is this worth what could possibly happen? I'm sitting here with, contemplating all this stuff with a sawed off pump in my hand.
So you got a sawed off and then your partner got a pistol?
My partner got a pistol.
Okay.
My partner is a little more agitated, should I say, than I am.
Right.
He's putting on a major show. He's talking cowboy buck naked shit. And he walked up on the dude, slapped him with the pistol and went to talking about, man, I'll kill you, I'll kill your family, this, that, and the other. Now you gotta remember this dude he's looking at pistols. He knows he done screwed up. He thinks he's gonna die.
Right.
So what would you do? You're gonna last ditch effort, man. I'm gonna try to save myself. He grabs at the pistol, scared the shit out of my partner because he wasn't ready for it. Now they're sitting there tussling over a pistol. It's being waved back and forth, back and forth. It can go off any minute. It could hit me. It could hit anybody.
So at this point, you're thinking if this dude gets a hold of this gun, he's gonna shoot me and homeboy.
There's no doubt that he's gonna shoot.
I mean, because he's fighting for his life at this point.
You gotta remember, he's fighting for his life, and we're in his home.
Right.
So he can justify that killing. That's a justifiable killing. I'm give or take 4 to 5 feet from him, and I level off the gun, and I hit him point blank range in the chest with the sawed off. You know what I mean? And it was game over.
Do you think immediately it was over?
It was over. He was dead before he hit the ground, bro.
That was it.
It was over. And
so what was going through your mind? What was you thinking at that time when that happened?
Kill my fall partner.
That was your first thought?
Yeah, I looked at my fall partner and only reason why he's breathing now today is because I couldn't justify walking back into the house with his baby mama and my baby mama there and he not being with me.
Right.
I was driving, but I got the gauge in my hand and I'm looking at him. And he's like, man, what you looking at, bro? I just shook my head and said, nothing, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You good. But he just don't know, man. I'm really contemplating, if I could come up with a reason why he ain't gonna walk through the door, he'd have been missing in action.
Right.
I'm quite sure he was probably thinking the same thing about me. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I didn't know how bad it was until we got to the house and we walked in the door and the lady screamed, "Oh my God, what happened? Why you got blood on you?"
So y'all don't even realize you got blood on you.
I didn't realize that. Well, I should have known. He's
right there.
He's right there. So when the concussion hit him, and it's not like in the movies, bro. It's really not like in the movies where dude gets blowed off his feet and all that kind of stuff. That's just movie stuff. You know what I mean? What happened is his chest went in and blew back out. So all that crap sprayed my fall partner. Then he fell, to the ground.
Does this make the news or anything? Do y'all?
Yeah, it made the news. It made the front. They don't have murders like that in Irving. They didn't have murders like that at the time in Irving. You might have in South Dallas, East Dallas. You don't have that type of stuff in Irving. You know what I mean? Irving was quiet. Especially where we were at. It was quiet.
How long is it before investigators come to talk to you or anything like that?
I had the exact same scene from Colors where, I'm laying in my bed, I'm naked, I'm underneath the covers, and I hear the door kick in, I hear police say freeze, woo woo, and I'm thinking to myself, because I'm asleep. I said, damn, that must be a good ass movie to watch because they got it up loud for real.
Yeah, you're thinking it's real.
Angie, she shook me and she said, man, whatever you do, baby, don't move. I'm like, what are you talking about? when I opened my eyes, man, I got this police officer with a 9 in my face talking about, you better not move. Like, man, bro, I'm naked. You know what I'm saying? I'm naked underneath there. Don't you move. I'm like, all right, man, what's happening? So they let me get up, and I told them where my shorts were. They went and got my shorts. I sat on the bed. I'm like, okay, so what's the problem? What's going on? Dude's like, man, you want to come down to the station with us? I said, come to the station for what? I ain't done nothing. I've been here. What's up? He's like, well, just come down to the station. I said, man, who are you? We're investigating a robbery. I said, I don't know about no robbery. I said, man, who are you? Well, my name is Homicide Detective such. I said, homicide? Homicide don't have nothing to do with no robbery. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, no. Am I being arrested? He said, no. I said, no, I'm not going to the station. So he told me, well, don't leave Irving. Yeah, okay. Bet.
So they gave you an option and you didn't go down there?
Hell no, I wasn't going down because I know if I went down there, I wasn't coming back.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get the hell out of Texas. I called my dad. He answered the phone. He said, what's up? I said, man, I tripped out. I need help. He said, what'd you do? I said, man, I need to get out of Texas. I need to get out of the United States. He said, you need to get out of the United States. And I said, yeah. He said, where the hell you plan on going? I said, man, I don't. He said, look, what'd you do? I said, I can't talk to you over the phone, but just know that this could be detrimental to my life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he made a phone call, called my cousins in Canada. He told me like this, you get here, I get you to Canada, it's a wrap. I'm like, shh. All right, you know what I mean? Now, this is the crazy part. Everybody that owes you some money, nobody has anything that you need. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah, of course.
If you needed $1 and you went to half the people or all the people that you know and said, man, look, this $1 is going to save my life. Can I get $1? Man, they're going to scrape up 10 cents. This is all I got. My mama's car tire blew out. But you ride in your mama's car.
Right.
Every excuse in the book. Well, this one lady at the youth center, Candy, I had helped her out of a situation one time. And she told me, look, man, I got the money, but I have to wait till I get off work. I said, okay, cool. I said, man, I'll pay you back. I don't know when I'll pay you back, but I'll pay you back. She said, all right, that's cool. You help me. I got you. I said, okay, cool. I left. I came back to the center. I was waiting there. And my fall partner's girl came in and she like, have you seen Reggie today? And I said, no, I ain't seen him. She said, okay, cool. I saw her go over to the phone, but I didn't pay any attention. I thought she was just trying to call him. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Little did I know she's calling the cops because she already called the cops on Reggie earlier that day.
Oh, wow.
They threatened her that they were going to take her kids if she didn't give us up. So obviously Reggie told her something that I didn't tell her.
She had some kind of knowledge or something like that.
Knew something. Now, Angie knew because I told her. I trusted her. I told her. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I know it's saying, they don't tell nobody what you do, this, that, and that. But this is my child's mother. I'm telling them that if we leave, you're not going to see your family. You understand her? You know what I'm saying? It's a wrap. It's over with. And she deserved to understand why this is taking place, why I'm asking this of her, especially that if I'm talking about, you got to take this to your grave.
Do you make it out of Texas at all?
Hell no, I didn't make it out of the city. Like I said, she called and I was in the gym waiting on the gym to close so I could get my stuff and we can get up out of here. They had people watching the house and everything. So I was sneaking out the house and all kinds of stuff. Angie, she runs in the gym. She like, man, it looks like daylight outside. There's cops everywhere. The detectives walk in. I'm sitting right there. He asked the preacher, we had a preacher right there. He asked the preacher, man, you seen Scott? The preacher looked and said, no, I ain't seen him. Now, the preacher knows who I am. I mean, he's right there in the hood with us. He stays 2 houses down from us. He knows who I am. I cut his yard, but he said no.
Right. And
one of the ladies that worked there, she walked right in and said, oh, there he is right there, pointed me out.
Oh, man.
So the detective looked like, hey, Mr. Watts, can we talk to you? I'm looking at the door. I look at him. He said, man, if you hit that door, you're a dead man.
So at this point, they got enough evidence they can bring you in.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So they pick you up there. I mean, obviously.
Yeah, yes, obviously they did, man. But I was so thinking about hitting that door, bro.
The door was tempting.
Yeah, but I knew if I hit the door, I was dead,
it, man.
Right. I know I was dead, man, if I hit that door. And one reason why I didn't hit the door is because Angie said, man, don't you leave me and my baby like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, man, I'm telling her, man, they're going to kill me anyway. She said, man, you still can fight. We can fight. Like, man, all right. So I gave myself, man, they bent my ass and all kind of, I didn't know my arms and legs could go that way. They bent my ass up.
Yeah. So what do they bring you down to the homicide?
They took me to urban jail for the first 24 hours. They wouldn't give me a phone call. Angie, she knew the drill. She called my grandfather. My grandfather came all the way from Temple. And Temple jail is about as big as this room. You know what I mean? It's a little bitty thing. So you can hear damn near anybody raise their voice, you can hear it. And my grandfather's down there raising hell. Man, where's my grandson? What have you done for him? Why hadn't he got a call? Blah, 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 blah. So they give me a visit with my grandfather. So when I see my grandfather, he looks at me and I know that look, you know what I mean? So he mouthed because he didn't want me to say anything over the phone. Did I do it? I shook my head. You know, man, gave him a nod. Like, yeah, man. He looked at me and shook his head. He's like, all right. Because my grandfather, like I say, man, for those that don't know, man, my grandfather that's my world, man. Him and my grandmother were my world.
Have they told you what your initial charge is yet?
Yes. They told me that they charged me with capital murder.
Oh, man. So what was going through your head at that point when you hear that?
Death penalty.
Yeah. People that aren't from Texas don't realize maybe, but in Texas, that's a death penalty case.
In November, I turned 21 in November. And I'm looking at being on death row, looking at death penalty and thinking that essentially my life is over.
Wow.
And everybody that could have helped me or I thought should have helped me, I went strictly berserk on. You know what I mean? Because I thought I was going to die.
Right.
And I didn't want them or anybody else to have to suffer along with me. So I was telling everybody, push my girl away. You know, I pushed anybody that was trying to be, I pushed them away. You know
so you had resigned to the fact that was it.
Well, you got, once again, I'm a kid in a grown man's world.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to do some grown man things and not understanding that there are consequences to doing grown man things. We're seeking death penalty. They weren't talking about, life sentences. They said death penalty.
How soon is it before you go to your first hearing?
It was pretty quick. My lawyer came and saw me after I went to arraignment for the capital murder. He comes in and said, man, look, they're trying to seek death penalty. And I was like, well, okay. What are you going to do? He said, we're going to fight. I said, okay, cool. But you're a court-appointed lawyer. How much fighting do you have in you? You know what I mean?
Right.
I had 2 pregnant DAs, and they came off the capital murder, right? It took them like 6 months to come off the capital murder.
How about your partner? Is he still locked up at this point?
Yeah, we're both.
He's got the same charge?
Yeah. So they re-indicted me, and then they came back, dropped that. When they re-indicted me again, they dropped the aggravated robbery charge and charged me with murder because they said it would be easier to prosecute the murder charge than it would be the capital murder charge. I mean, the robbery charge.
Robbery.
At this time, I'm like, man, they keep dropping. They don't have nothing. All we got to do is just be quiet. Just be quiet. Mm-hmm. For one, they don't have any ballistics on a shotgun, and they don't even know what a shotgun is. Only person knows where a shotgun is me. Mm-hmm. I'm the only person that knows where the murder weapon is. Because when I dropped off my fall partner, I left out and went and did some other stuff, burned up the clothes, all that kind of. Because they were looking for. Then they went in my house, looking for the clothes and everything. You know what I mean? That all that shit was gone, bro. I'm just thinking that okay, dead man can't talk. I don't have any hair follicles. There's no blood evidence that I've been hurt any kind of way. Only thing they had was a partial shoe print that didn't belong to me, and it belonged to Reggie. That's all they had. I'm getting ready to go to trial. They come all the way off of capital murder. They come all the way off of death penalty, all the way down to 35 years.
They're offering you 35 if you just plead?
They were offering me 35, and I laughed at them. I'm like, bitch, you ain't got nothing. You come off of death penalty, you ain't got nothing. I'm really feeling like that because they didn't have anything. If don't nobody say nothing, there's only one person that can say something. Mm-hmm. If he don't say nothing, man, you don't have nothing. You got speculation, you got hearsay, you got this, that, and I got witnesses that said I was nowhere to be found when this took place.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They pulled Angie out of the courtroom, took her into the judge's chambers. What I didn't know is that he had other charges pending, and he was getting ready to serve me up as a sacrificial lamb, so he could get off of some of the other charges. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Angie come back and she's shaking her head, she's crying. I'm like, man, what's wrong? She said, man, they're gonna hang your ass. I said, what are you talking about? She said, man, he finna turn state evidence on you. I'm like, what?
Oh, man.
So I said, man, get the witness list. And sure enough, his name was on the witness list.
He's on the witness list. Oh, man.
So
do they put him in isolation or anything at this point? Or you don't know where he's at? You hadn't seen him? Or
no, I hadn't seen him yet.
Okay.
So I tell my lawyer, hey, man, go get the 35 years. I'll sign for it right now.
Yeah.
The lady came out. She laughed in my face. She said, no, you smart ass. So I got you. See, this was going to happen. You gonna sign for this 50 or I'm gonna give you 99.
Man.
And I'm like, 50? I can't even count to 50.
Oh, man.
50?
Wow. So is any of your other family at the court at this time?
My grandfather's there. My grandmother's there. My uncle's there. My cousin Kim flew all the way in from Detroit. My mom was there. Everybody was there. I looked at my grandfather like, man, what do I do? He's like, sign for the time, jackass. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
yeah.
Man, I can't sign for no. I said, man, I can't. He said, look, when you caught that case, you killed us.
Man, how'd you feel? How was you feeling then, man, when he told you that?
I felt like the lowest thing on earth, bro. I felt beneath a cockroach.
Oh, man. Yeah, well, somebody that you really love tells you something like that, man.
He wasn't saying it to be
right.
mean, because my grandfather he's simple, bro. You know what I mean? And simplicity, like I was telling you that one time, man, simplicity kills people, bro. Like you go to work, you come home, you know, you play with your pigeons and you go in your garden and things like that. A simple life. And people see that as complicated. Like, man, you doing something else. What are you doing? How can you live so good? It's
hard for people to understand that could even be a thing.
It's hard to understand simplicity, man. Right. And my grandfather used to tell me, man, bro, just be simple. Just be simple. Just do the simple shit.
Hey, it took me a long time to learn that, man, and appreciate it, you know, too.
He said, man, I'll be dead and gone before you understand it. You know what I mean? And,
that's powerful,
and here it
man.
is.
Yeah.
He's the things that he was telling me then, and now I'm understanding what he was saying, bro. And he's gone, but you know, it some of those heartfelt things, man. You know, I damn it with tears just then thinking about how I did him and my grandmother, or how I did my whole family. For that matter, the people's family, that man's family, man. He had a family, bro. Yeah. His kids they don't have their dad, bro.
Your grandpa tells you take the 50 years.
That was the hardest thing, bro.
And so do you sign for that 50 years right then?
Yeah.
That day?
I mean, bro, I'm in court. I'm actually minutes and seconds away from starting trial.
With the potential of how many years?
Of a life sentence, a life without parole, or like she said, 99 years.
99 years. Now, when you sign for that 50 years, is there anything in particular going through your head at that point? Do you know, I mean, I know you spoke to your granddad, your family's there. I mean, are you just like...
I'm thinking I'm going to die in the penitentiary.
In the next interview, Scott's going to tell you about some of his experiences while serving 27 years in some of the most notorious Texas prison units, including the Michaels Unit, Beto, and Polunsky. Stories of inmates being shot off the fence while trying to escape, convicts making zip guns and katanas, murders, riots, and cleaning the yard as snitches. Scott will also share the changes he made that eventually earned him his freedom.